conservative commentator, and most recently she has been appointed the executive director of USA Strong. Erin, thank you, darling, for joining us. We miss you terribly in person, but it's always good to have you.
Thank you for having me, and I miss you all in person as well, hopefully soon.
Hopefully, yeah. Where in the world is Waldo right now? I know you've been bouncing around.
I'm wearing red, so I do look a little bit like the one and only elusive and illustrious Waldo. I am in Jupiter, Florida, which is near West Palm Beach.
Jupiter, very nice. I love Jupiter. It is a wonderful place. My friend Guillermo is a medalist. I've been there many times. So I know you guys are nonpartisan at USA Strong, but you are committed to making USA strong, and that's what we want to be, the strongest power on earth. And one of the things you guys try to focus on through your advocacy is getting us basically divested from China and bringing more products being made here and stop having a dependency on China. Is that right?
I couldn't agree more. And another thing, you know, I'm also an attorney, and I often dealt with contracts. And I look at us as an attorney for America, if you will. We want to make sure that the United States is entering fair contracts, aka trade deals. So it's really important that the United States is treated fairly, just like anyone that was entering a contract.
Well, it's good to have those extra skills, and it's good to have you as America's attorney, I can tell you that. So
that is quite a responsibility. I'm not sure I'm ready to take that on, but it sounds good on paper.
Have 2 Prosecco's and call me in the morning. Don't worry about it. You're going to make it. Erin, so this is so strange, this story, and we've had people on the show over the past 6 months or so that talked about this. I wasn't so sure, you know, how real it was, but TikTok is apparently run by, you know, a U.S. CEO. But there are more and more evidence emerging that TikTok is owned by China. And
let it be clear that TikTok is a spying tool of the Chinese government. Israeli security forces have actually done investigations into TikTok, and they said, and I quote, "It has serious backdoors and major vulnerabilities." Reddit CEO Steve Huffman calls it fundamentally pragmatic app that's always listening. So we really have to be very careful. And by the way, it has had over 2 billion downloads. Here's the problem. The Chinese invented this app, if you will, and they have backdoor spying tools that can get into your mobile device or your home computer, capture your screen and capture other information, and use it to spy on people in the United States. India, in fact, has even banned it for these reasons. So it's a really nefarious app, and everyone should be very careful.
Okay, well, here's what you need to know at home, and I love for our audience to learn stuff in the show, too. The TikTok app on your kid's phone that we're all doing these stupid dances and all this other stuff. It's like, you know, the old phrase, giving candy to a baby, right? They're giving candy to the kids, and they're getting in the kid's phone, which gets them in your house. And the Chinese government is essentially building a dossier on every U.S. citizen and global citizen. 2 billion downloads is like a third of the planet that China has every single move that happens to your phone once you make one TikTok video. Right, Erin?
Right, and Pompeo was absolutely right to say they need to look into banning it in the United States. I think the Chinese objective is to infiltrate our culture and our society and gather as much information and data as humanly possible. This should be a concern to every American citizen. Perhaps some of these wonderful technological minds over in Northern California should start developing their own applications that are based here domestically. Not only would it create jobs, it would stimulate the economy and also prevent us from being spied on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by the Communist Chinese Party.
So, you know, let's think about this, folks. They get in your kids' phones and in your phone, because I got TikTok on my phone because my kids put videos on it. I want to watch them. They get in your phone, then they get in your home computer. They probably could access your alarm system and all that other stuff, okay?
Banking information, your documents that you're typing up.
Your passwords, your bank accounts, your logins, all that other good stuff, right?
I think it's very dangerous.
We could all wake up one day and find out that every person in America with TikTok on their phone has no bank account, right? I mean, effectively.
I think that's a true possibility and a real threat.
Right.
I know certain members of the United States military are not allowed to have TikTok downloaded, and Forbes actually wrote a really great article. If you just Google TikTok and Forbes, they are, not always in favor of a lot of conservative thought. And they say, summarizing here, it may be a lot of fun, but weigh the fun and weigh the danger is far outweighing any sort of positive impact that we're having here. This is an absolute threat, and every American should start really researching it and looking into it immediately.
Okay.
My advice, get TikTok off of your phone now.
And also, in the U.S. military, anyone that has a U.S. military issued phone, they're not allowed to download TikTok on it. That I know. I had a defense expert on months ago, and U.S. military has asked soldiers to not download it on their phone. So they must know something. And by the way, the last thing we need China knowing is where all our soldiers are by virtue of where their phone is. They can figure out where people are being deployed, where people are training. They can figure out where a combat unit is. And there's a lot of really serious crap here. Erin, I just wanted to point out to our viewers, China also owns the Radisson Hotel Group, so they own the whole Radisson hotel chain. Okay, I found this out in some other investigating I've been doing. So
yes.
If you got TikTok on your phone, and then you've been to a Radisson, when you check into a Radisson, there's cameras everywhere. You give them your credit card, then you go in the room. There's all kinds of ways they could, spy on you in your room. So beware of Radisson hotels. And by the way, this Huawei company is installing this 5G network. And, back in the Obama days, they made an agreement to have the Huawei put their 5G networks in our rural areas. So they're actually controlling the airwaves and the phones at the same time.
Well, it goes much further than that. I'm going to read you a line. Between 2002 and 2016, Chinese state-owned or state-linked companies acquired more than 120 billion of assets in 40 states across the United States. So they own pieces of companies like Reddit, which I just referenced earlier, obviously TikTok, Universal Music, and the list goes on and on and on. That's a significant investment. They're not investing in the United States of America out of altruistic purposes or love for our culture. It's out of an interest in destroying us. Do not be naive here. This is not simply a business play.
Got it.
This is a huge power play.
All right, Erin, so I want to get to this other topic, too, because this is, to me, a big one, and it's a good one. More evidence, Trump say we're backing out of the WHO. They definitely were China's shill. In our final couple of minutes here, tell us, give us some background on what's happening. We're getting out of the WHO. I agree.
I briefly spoke earlier about these trade deals / contracts. America needs to be treated fairly, and we're not. Essentially, the World Health Organization is a pawn of the Chinese Communist Party. They essentially, whenever this whole pandemic broke out, they just were a mouthpiece for China. China was denying human-to-human transmission for a significant period of time, and the World Health Organization was simply lauding and praising China for their efforts to contain the virus, when we know, in fact, they were actually helping to spread it. And now we have 11.5 million people worldwide that have died. Both the WHO and the Chinese Communist Party have serious blood on their hands. And let me read you this statistic as well. In the WHO's budget, only 4% goes to medical supplies, whereas 8% to air travel and 40% goes to salaries and perks. They are not an altruistic organization that is here to make the world safer. And by the way, if you want the number, the Chinese Communist Party gives them $450 million every year, while the United States just gives $43 million. There is no sense in us being in this organization whatsoever. They do not even recognize Taiwan as an independent nation, and Taiwan has done a great job containing the coronavirus in their nation, and they had also gone into China and were raising some red flags very early on. But anyone within the WHO was told basically, don't even mention the word Taiwan. They don't exist. They're a figment of your imagination. Wow. This organization is pure, unadulterated evil.
All right, well, we're going to have to leave it there. It's pure, unadulterated fun and great, tremendous information anytime we have on Erin Elmore. Erin, thank you so much, doll. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
I really hope so, too. Thanks for having me.
All right, have a great day. You stay right there. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back.